That and what done? She used to be, now here's a term that did develop, and I like it, and I think it's appropriate. She would ultimately be called Theotokos, the bearer of God.
I like that too.
The Theotokos. And now she has a unique role in that sense, but I do think that in a derived sense, an appropriate response to this whole message of the coming of Jesus is that we are called to be Theotokoi. That's the plural of Theotokos. We are to be God bearers.
God bearers, yeah.
And that Christ dwells within us, and we are to echo Mary, be it done unto me as the Lord has said. You know, there's this song, and I'm sure you've heard it, Mary, Did You Know?
Oh,
okay.
Yes, sure.
And the song kind of, I think, pulls back a little bit because it doesn't say, Mary, did you know that one day he'd be arrested and then he would be tried and he would be falsely accused and then convicted and then beaten and then crucified. Did you know all of that? And no, of course, she didn't know. You know, any and every parent goes into parenthood with all sorts of surprises that will lie ahead, but she is the bearer of the world's source of redemption, and it will be a costly journey. If we're to be Theotokoi, I think we need to.
It's a price to pay.
And here, with reference to this in crucial insistence, somebody would like to explain the virginal conception. Somebody would like to render it palpable and palatable, I should say, on terms that anybody and everybody would be able to make sense of. This is part of the scandal of a crucified Messiah. This is part of the scandal of the gospel message, that through this unique means that God is at work to reconcile the world to himself. But because it is unique, because it is without analogy, because it won't fit into conventional accounts of how we think everything is supposed to operate, to be Theotokoi is to maybe to shoulder with Mary a measure of the risk of being misunderstood. How did Joseph respond at first? Thankfully, Joseph was attentive to God's direction in his life. But certainly this message is subject to distortion. The long history of the struggle of the church to grapple with this reminds us that this is complicated and will bring the elements of confusion and the prospects for misinformation. All of that is possible, certainly, but we need to get back certainly to a fundamental affirmation that the Word was made flesh, and we behold God's glory through this one who was born to Mary by the power of the Holy Spirit.